Hey you, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So the big question first, why would you watch this video? If you're somebody who is trying to figure out what profitable niche you should choose for your business, and you're going from one video to another, from one course to another, from one blog post to another, then you should definitely watch this video, because you might be asking yourself the wrong question. Let's start like this. Any niche or niche, can we decide? I'll just say niche, but feel free to correct me in the comments. So any niche can be profitable. I'll give you a simple example. So all of you by now probably already know that I'm a big Apple ecosystem guy. iPhone in the West, US, Western Europe, and so on, it's almost like everybody has it. But the reality when you start traveling to, developing countries and stuff like that, is that not many people are in the Apple ecosystem. Or at least maybe they just have like an old, iPhone 7 or something. But definitely it's not easy to find the new versions. That's mostly reserved only for the very rich people. So Apple's market is, by that definition, definitely premium consumer. And there's a limit to how many premium consumers you have in this world. They can't address people in emerging markets, developing markets, and so on. On the other hand, you have like a whole bunch of Chinese companies who are just pumping out smartphone after smartphone that are very, very budget for people who can afford that. And both of those business models are profitable. So it's not like, oh, I want to make a smartphone. Oh, what's the profitable niche? Oh, let's go for the people who normally buy Apple. No, because other niches can be just as profitable, or maybe less profitable, but because you can pump out so much more of those gadgets, they can, of course, bring you a lot of money as well. So the way I look at it is product market fit. And we already did one big video on the product market fit, so I'm not going to just repeat the whole thing, but the key is in creating that. Now, we can have two different scenarios here. Maybe there's a third, but I think two could be okay. Oh, let me change this to this. It will be much easier. I don't need a keyboard. I need this guy. So on one hand, we have entrepreneurs who already have product. So how do we do that? Already have product. Or we have those who are just thinking of creating a product. Yeah. So have or create. And when I say product, it can be a physical product, it can be a service. So, whatever you intend to sell. And it's a little bit different, because when you already have a product, and maybe you invested a lot in creating that, maybe in manufacturing or, development, programmers who coded stuff and so on, depending on what industry you're in, that's a bit harder one. Why? Because now you have to go out there and figure out whether you actually have a product market fit or no. When you're just creating something, it's easier, because you can actually validate before you invest a shitload of money into, I don't know, some manufacturing processes, tools, or into, coders, developers, and so on. Let's remind ourselves, what is product market fit? So product market fit, and for me, it's a circular thing. It consists of 4 things that need to click together, just like, Lego blocks or just like a puzzle pieces. So the first one here is ideal client avatar or niche. The second one is what is your product or service. And then profitable business model. Oh, look at that. I found a maybe different, better name. I used to call this, what did I call this? Business model or business development, but profitable business model. That sounds nice. And then we have your unique value proposition. So why would they choose you? Why would they buy from you? How are you fulfilling some specific things better than other companies in your space? And as you see, niche is just one of the things here, not everything. So let's take a different color. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. It goes there by itself. Miracle called Apple. Ideal client avatar is just one thing. It's very important because ideal client avatar, as I discussed in the other video, will tell you who they are, where they are, and what language they speak. But again, if you want to know more about that, you can just go to some of my previous videos on the product market fit. Now, here is the kicker. So if you already have this, it will be much more difficult because maybe you just can't find. Maybe you created a product that is just too expensive to produce and there's no niche that is willing to pay for you the amount of money that you want. Well, then, you can do tweaking to the product to make it cheaper, more expensive, to add stuff to it or remove stuff from it so that you can click those four things together. But it's a much more difficult situation. So when I talk with new entrepreneurs, I always suggest them to start with this first before they go to development and not just develop something that maybe you can't sell later on. And I think that's why so many people, because they start this way, then have a huge difficulty. So why is this not showing? Oh, okay. Well, so they have such huge difficulty and then they go on this search, how can I find my profitable niche? But if your product is too expensive or doesn't have all the right components that your market is looking for, and the market is not willing to pay you whatever should be the price so that you have profitability, then you're fucked. Then maybe you have to just scrape everything and start from the beginning. So again, that's why I suggest always starting with product market fit and then, trying to figure out what could be the minimum viable something that we can put out. And sometimes it can be as little as a landing page and you start networking, start reaching out and just sell before you make something. Sometimes you have to, make a prototype, demo thing, MVP, just something that people can actually touch, feel, test, try, see before they're willing to, hand over some money or give you their credit card. But the only real validation is sales made. So that's the only answer to how do I validate if I do have a product market fit or not. But yeah, let's not make this thing way too long unnecessarily. So instead of asking yourself, what is the profitable niche? Ask yourself, how can I create a profitable product market fit? Because if you create a profitable market fit, the horizon opens so much more. Because if we all just want to go for what is considered profitable niche by many, which is selling to people who are, middle class or upper class or millionaires or billionaires, that window becomes smaller and smaller. But if we think through product market fit creation, then like I said, You have plenty of companies out there, just like the Chinese mobile gadget phone makers. But you know, you have, I don't know, stuff like IKEA and I don't know, companies that specifically target people, consumers who are looking for a budget option, and they can be very, very profitable. They can be highly profitable. So what was the punchline? What do I want to say? So yeah, don't just chase profitable niche. Dive into what is product market fit. Start going through all these four things, and like I said, it's a circular thing. Damn, it's not a linear. It's not like, oh, I wrote down who's my ideal client avatar, done. Now I go to product service, done. Now I go to profitable business model, done. Now I go to unique value proposition, done. No, you go a little bit of this, and then you go to next step, and you know, like, oh shit, this doesn't work with that. Oh, I need to tweak this, and you go back and forth and back and forth. And my suggestion for this is always to do a lot of human research, not just data-driven research. What I see a lot with entrepreneurs is that they like to just go sit at their computer and, oh, now I will Google and talk to ChatGPT, and I will join, you know, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, and I will send out surveys and stuff like that. That's all good. I'm not saying don't do that. That's all good. But nothing comes even close to talking to who you think your potential buyers are. Engaging with them in meaningful conversations, because you can go so much deeper, you can uncover so much stuff that data-driven research just won't give you. And even if you look at big companies, again, like Apple, they do so much human-driven research. Now, of course, they are a huge company with a buttload of cash. They don't do it themselves, I guess. They just hire specialized agencies that do, you know, focus groups, and they bring gazillion people in and test things out and do all of that. So they approach it in a bit different way than what us, you know, small and medium-sized businesses can afford. But they still do a shit ton of human-driven research when they're putting product market fit together. Don't forget that. So yeah, I hope you got some value from this, and I hope it will steer you on a different, better path, and it will help you start your business faster and not go down the rabbit hole of, oh, what is a profitable niche? With that said, thank you for sticking with me to the end, if you did. My ask is, I love feedback. So either in the comments, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn and give me feedback there. If you have any questions, if you want me to dive into certain topics, that's what I want to hear from you guys. So don't smash the like button, don't subscribe, don't do any of that. Give me feedback, or give me stuff that you are interested in, that I can create hopefully more valuable content on it, because that's really what I want to do. I want to help as many fellow entrepreneurs as possible through this YouTube channel, and the more we communicate, the better I can serve you. With that said, see you in the next one. Bye.